And we have a guest that I would like to introduce here. And there, we'll just set that down for a second so we can see. And what's your name?
Nathanael Mortensen.
And you are the painter of, was it this one?
Yes,
which one?
This one, the beautiful mushrooms.
And that was the first puzzle that our team competition worked on today. Some of them have finished it. We all thought it was a beautiful puzzle. In fact, we will put it up so people can, here, I'll put it in front of me and not you. So you're an artist, so you just do the painting and then it's cut into a puzzle.
Yeah, that's right. So I work with Ravensburger. Sometimes we collaborate on like an idea, and so like this one, for instance, they came to me and they said, we have an idea that's trending, and we want you to illustrate it. So they told me, mushrooms are trending, we've done a lot of research, would you like to illustrate a mushroom puzzle? So, and they saw some of my other puzzles that I've worked with them, and they thought that the color palette that I use would be really good for this mushroom one. For an example, I did the magical potions, and they thought doing a similar style, doing the sections, would be really fun because the different mushrooms can be very colorful, and it can do the backgrounds. And we wanted to do something different because the potion puzzle has a border that's kind of like a stone border around each one, but we wanted to do something different. So this one has sort of a nature vines around each section. Yeah.
So they actually come to you and say, people are digging mushrooms. We think we should do a puzzle like that. You were saying it was trendy?
Yeah, it was a trend that they had been following and doing research on, and they said, we want to follow this trend, and we think that you're the artist to do this puzzle. So it was really cool.
How did you start your relationship with Ravensburg?
So I started doing digital painting so that I could do artwork for board games, and I illustrated a bunch of potions, and so it was sort of a exercise, and I just loved painting potions. And so I kept painting more and more potions, hoping to someday put them into a board game. And Ravensburger saw my potions collection of artwork that I had done in 2020. So when they saw my potions, they asked me, they said, would you like to illustrate a puzzle? And can you have it done in 30 days? So I was like, well, of course, I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out. And I was lucky because actually half the potions were already illustrated. And so I own the rights for those. And we used those as a base for the puzzle. And then I created 6 more. And we also created additional backgrounds and details to add to the original potions. And so that's sort of how we were able to create it. And it took roughly a month. I think they gave me 1 extra week, so that was really nice.
So is this the first puzzle that you've done as a collaboration with Ravensburger?
Yeah, the Beautiful Mushrooms is my 3rd puzzle. So we first did Magical Potions, and then we did the Happy Sheep Yarn Shop, and that's over there. It's the colorful sheep. So that one was an idea that I brought to them. And I said, I really would love to do these colorful sheep, and so we started collaborating on that one.
Have you worked with any other puzzle companies?
No.
And okay. And just talking about your artistic career in general, so have you painted all your life, and have you been, a professional painter all your life?
Well, no. I did a lot of artwork growing up. I mostly did pencil until about 18, and then in college I did painting and oils, acrylic, stuff like that. But it wasn't until quite a bit later that I got into digital painting. I first started designing board games, and I hired an artist for one of my board games. And I thought, I'm an artist, maybe I could learn digital painting so I could paint for my own game designs. And so that's kind of how that evolution started. And I've only been a professional illustrator for about 5 years. Yeah, so not too long.
You're finding some success, obviously, so that is awesome. Now, when you say digital painting, so could you explain that a little bit, how it's different than freehand or whatever painting?
Well, first, I'll say what I love about it. Well, okay, I'll explain what it is. So you are painting on a computer tablet, like a screen tablet, and it's connected to a computer. So it's completely digital. I paint through Photoshop, and I have like custom brushes inside the program that I paint with. And it's like I'm just painting on a monitor screen with a pen. But they've created the brushes to mimic paint. Sorry, what was else the question?
No, so I just wanted to know about, what digital painting really was, and you explained that. I didn't know how it was. So, like you said, painting on the computer monitor. Sounds like another team has just finished here. And so, are you pretty much only working in that format now? That's the best way to do games and puzzles?
Well, it's very accessible. It's very forgiving. You can draw something very quickly. You don't have to wait for something to dry. It's already in a format that you can print. So it works really well with puzzles because once I'm done, they just look at it and say, yes, it's good, and we're going to move forward to the printer. I don't have to like take photographs and scans and let the paint dry. So it's a very good medium for publication, for printing.
And how long has that digital printing or painting been around then?
Well, it's really gotten a lot better in the last 10 years because the first tablet that I started illustrating on wasn't a screen. And I actually would have to illustrate with the tablet in my lap while looking at the computer screen. So the hand-eye was disconnected, and it was really hard to get started. But I actually illustrated half of the potions with that tablet, which is really fun to kind of think about because when I first started, I thought that I needed a professional $2,000 device to paint something professional, but I painted half of the potion puzzle with a $100 tablet. So that's something to like really, for young artists who want to get into it, to know that you can create professional work with any kind of tablet. You just have to put the energy and the time into it.
So the technology's really kind of leveled the playing field, or it makes it easier for people to get into that field or start doing digital painting.
The tablets have gotten so good in the last few years that for like $300, you can buy like a Wacom One tablet, and it has a screen, so you don't even have to do the old school non-screen tablets. So it's very easy to just start and just playing around with the colors and painting, and so it's really easy to get into it now.
So what do you have, any like projects planned for your future? Moving beyond this, or just really getting into this more, or a little of everything?
Well, I'm really excited about this one because I've just been waiting to release this one. I guess this is actually my second release this year. My first puzzle was the Happy Sheep Yarn Shop, and it was released earlier this year. And this one is actually a Barnes & Noble exclusive. So it actually was released in September. So it's actually like out, but we weren't talking about it or sharing information about it because we wanted to keep it quiet for the competition. So it's kind of been a dream of mine to have something in Barnes & Noble, to have something that I've worked on that's creative, but I've had to be quiet for 2 months. Yeah.
Lid on it, as they say.
Yeah. So it was challenging. But for work in the future, so I work with Ravensburger, and we work from idea to a finished product. So instead of like bringing something completely finished and then publishing it, I show them a design, or they come to me with something, and then we just start working on it. And every week, we have probably about 2 or 3 conversations throughout the week just through email. And then like every other week, we'll do like a Zoom call. And that's just how we just keep making sure that the puzzle's going the right direction. They'll change like little elements because they're looking for like the best puzzling experience. So what to put where, change this color, things like that.
All the technical stuff. That's awesome. So you studied, it says graphic design at Southern Oregon University.
That's correct, yeah.
About 2015 is when you began the digital painting.
Yeah, so I started painting in 2015 because I wanted to illustrate my own games. So I started like dabbling with the digital painting. So it's an interesting story because I designed a board game, and I bought this $100 tablet, and I started illustrating for myself for my game. And it was actually like, I was like overwhelmed, and I thought it was too difficult, and I had the thought that I needed a more expensive tablet to really make really beautiful artwork. And so I hired an artist to do the artwork for my game. And 2 years later, it was nominated for Best Artwork of the Year in Germany, and it did really well. And I said, what tablet did you use to illustrate this beautiful game, And he said, the same tablet that I owned, the one that I bought for $100. And I was blown away. And so that re-inspired me to pick up my old tablet and continue that process of painting and teaching myself. And I think just knowing that someone else accomplished it with that tablet, that I could do it too. So
It's a very specific skill. You had to get the skill. You were already an artist, but learning how to use that particular device with your art.
like learning the medium, because it's a digital medium instead of painting or oils.
Excellent. Good. So, and you live in Virginia now?
Yep, I live in Stanton, Virginia. We've moved there just a little over a year ago. We were living in Oregon. I lived in Ashland, Oregon for about 20 years. And we just fell in love with this town. And my wife and I just bought a house and we moved 3,000 miles away. But we really like it.
Well, then I'm glad you're there. If you really like it, you went from one coast to the other, but you came back to the West Coast for our competition and nationals here today.
Yeah, and this event is so amazing. I kind of like took my breath away seeing everybody open the package and pull out the puzzle and start building it. An entire room full of people building my puzzle was really surreal.
That's awesome. How does that make you feel?
Well, I think my breath was taken away and I couldn't even like think straight. I was just like amazed to see everyone just building, and I can't believe people built it in under an hour, a team. That's amazing.
Have you put your own puzzle together?
Yes, I actually built it right before you came over here. Yeah.
Do you want to say how long it took you?
Well, we didn't time ourselves, but we probably a few hours. Yeah.
And of course, you could probably look at a piece and see from the colors and go, okay, I know where that is.
Yeah, so usually we pull out, you pour out the box and you set up all the pieces and flip them all over. Well, because I knew this puzzle so well, I wanted to do something different. So I actually, instead of dumping it out, I just took each piece, looked at it, and I knew exactly where it went, and I just put it out on the table in this place where it was supposed to go until I had all the pieces out, and then we built it after that. Because there was maybe only like 100 pieces left in the box that I wasn't completely sure with, but that I didn't want them to also muddy the ground, so we just kind of built everything. And I think I only put 2 pieces in the wrong section. So it was pretty fun.
Awesome. So, great. You're staying through the weekend, through tomorrow?
Yep, going to be here all weekend, so.
Great. Well, we're glad to have you out here. It's obviously the USA Jigsaw Puzzle Association loved your puzzle because it's one of the 3 that they chose to include here in the competition. So we hope to be seeing more of your artwork on puzzles here in our future competitions.
Well, I would love that. This has actually been a dream of mine as well. I watched the Spain World Championship on live on YouTube. I watched it for like 3 or 4 hours. It was just so amazing, and I just made some friends afterwards on Instagram, and I don't know, it really did I saw the community, and you got to see everyone enjoying the company and talking with each other. It was just like, I really want to go. And when I found out that my puzzle was going to be here, I was like, we have to go there. We got to do whatever we have to do to get there. And it was well worth it. And I've met so many people and made some good friends. So it's a wonderful event, and I appreciate you guys inviting me out here.
Oh, we love having you, and hopefully, the networking and meeting people and people being exposed to your artwork through the puzzle and now the live stream, carrying it out to the internet, that this will be just the start of, a career of growing in whatever direction you really want to pursue.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate being here.
My pleasure. And we really want you to, enjoy the rest of the weekend and, the competitions tomorrow, the pairs first, and then the individuals. So I don't know, plans to use some of your other puzzles so you have 2 previous, as you mentioned, the potions and the colorful sheep. I forgot what you call it.
The Happy Sheep Yarn Shop. It's a long title.
Excellent. And then, of course, I'm sure you're currently already working on another puzzle with them.
I'm not currently illustrating another puzzle, but I am talking with my contact Rachel, and we're going to talk more next month about possibly working on a new puzzle.
Well, best of luck with that. It sounds like we've got another finisher out there, maybe?
Thank you so much for having me here.
My pleasure, Nathanael. So it's Nathanael Mortensen, who's the artist for Ravensburger, and of course their puzzles, but you do your own work as well for yourself. Is this the only thing you're working on right now?
Well, I do, like I said, I do clients for board games, but this is this is like my biggest joy right now, illustrating puzzles, and I just want to keep illustrating puzzles. Hopefully, coming out with at least one a year would be my goal. I love working with Ravensburger. They're amazing. They really push me to be a better artist, and they're helping me learn what makes a good puzzle. I was actually talking with Nate earlier, and when I send them something as it's getting closer to like being finished, they'll send it to the office, and they'll like all talk about it and figure out what's working, what might be need to change. And it even says they even send it sometimes like to other groups overseas, other Ravensburger groups, that they can also weigh in on decisions and stuff. So they have a huge network and a lot of professionals who know so much about puzzles. So it's amazing to work with them.
All right. And some of your puzzles are on sale here this weekend as well.
Yeah, the Happy Sheep Yarn Shop and the Magical Potions are for sale here.
Okay. And I suppose folks can wander around and see some of the booths and find where your puzzles are then.
Yeah, they can find them, and then we're going to be doing a puzzle signing later. So
Today?
Later today, yeah. I believe at 5:30. I believe. I'm not positive about that.
No problem. And that'll be after the panel discussion, and you're going to be on the panel, and then you'll sign people's puzzles after.
Yeah, that's correct.
Excellent. So, again, Nathanael Mortensen, illustrator for Ravensburger, and he's board games and other things like that. So, thank you for coming in.
Of course. Thank you so much. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.